Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Goldfish Semi-Perfect Podcast. Here on this, what are we?
It's the 17th.
October 17th, 2018. And we're here. We got Paleo.
Hey.
Hirosashii.
Hello.
We got Saber.
Hello.
Laura.
Hey.
Sarah.
Hello.
And me. And guess what?
What?
Gabe might be here at some point.
What?
Who?
I don't know who's more rare at this point. Hannah Mamad or Gabe.
Well, clearly we're starting to weed out the losers.
We don't need them.
Don't
The
need them.
nerd.
So, welcome in to the Semi-Perfect Podcast. We're going to be going over a number of topics here today, ranging from the My Little Pony finale, and if you haven't seen it yet, don't worry, we will have spoiler screens up. But I'm curious, has everyone here in the podcast seen the finale?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's good that Twilight finally got laid.
That would be news.
Sure would be.
That would be news. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
It's like when what's his name, Joe Rogan was interviewing some guy who won like some boxing match, and he's like, "How does it feel?" And he's like, "It feels good, but my balls are sweaty." And Joe Rogan goes, "I understand." It's like it's such a neutral reaction to something so bizarre being said.
We're also going to be talking about a topic that it came up in the last podcast, and we thought this would be a really cool one to discuss. Kind of going over old amusement park attractions and what used to be specifically, but not limited to Disney park attractions. So we have actually a whole very detailed list that we just found.
A quick shout out to Dark Sky, who just donated $4.99. Thank you very much.
Oh, Dark Sky with the
woo face.
oh whoa face.
Hey, wow, Gabe, you're here early.
I know, I'm here, period.
Hello.
Black Griffin.
Yeah, why are you here early? Go away. Go back.
Griffin
No,
is-
Paleo, you go away. You stop that.
Sarah, you go away.
Well, welcome in, Gabe.
Yeah, you dumb dog. Can't you see no one wants you? Go on.
Are you doing it? You're doing it on YouTube. I actually got a notification on my phone as like, Semi-Perfect Podcast. And I was like, oh.
Is that why it was down yesterday?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, imagine if it went down during our podcast yesterday.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a quick question for you guys. Just a quick one.
Yes.
Your intro, the ladies and gentlemen, does that come from you being like an announcer for races? Is that where you like pick that up?
Maybe.
I don't actually know the first time I used that. It might have been because I started announcing. Thank you, Drummer Shy. I started announcing back in 2008. I started doing announcing stuff. So that would have been 3 years before I really started doing the YouTube stuff. So yeah, I guess it probably did. Yeah, you know what? I think it did. Probably from all the racing stuff that we were doing too. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to... Yeah. I don't know why it took me that long to figure it out.
I always assumed that.
Yeah.
It's neat to hear that confirmed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fan theory confirmed.
Right, like you're talking to your friend. Oh yes, my theory is confirmed. Thank you.
It's canon now. So, like I said, we're going to have a couple cool topics to go over. Going to have some fun in this one. First thing I wanted to bring up in this podcast, just because it's obviously a big note, and it's kind of one of those things where I imagine that is on the minds of some people. So we figured we'd bring it up and address it here first.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, last weekend... it was last weekend, right?
Yes. It
was a like 10
the
days.
7th.
Yeah. 7th, Sarah's dad passed away. For about a year ago, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and he went through treatments, and everything seemed to be going well, and thought they were in the clear, and unfortunately, it ended up coming back, and after a very hard and great fight on her dad Willie's side, he ended up losing his life. And it's something that we just kind of wanted to address here early in the podcast because, as we know, a lot of people have seen on Twitter that this happened, so we wanted to kind of just bring it up now. But in regards to that weekend, Willie was surrounded by his family and friends. Sarah was out in Texas with him, and just after his passing, he actually there was a rainbow that appeared.
Yeah.
And it was pretty amazing. Just kind of the scene, but holy crap, Jax.
Thank you, Jax played.
Jax made Sarah cry. It's obviously been a rough 2 weeks since then, but we just wanted to kind of address it and bring it up. His memorial is going to be this weekend. Sarah and I will be going out there, as well as some of my family. Of course, lots of Sarah's family, but we just wanted to mention that and kind of just address. God, I hate that I'm going to say this phrase right now, but we're going to address the elephant in the room. But yeah, no, I just want to say on my part, Willie was a fantastic guy, and I was real blessed to be able to be part of his family. He welcomed me in just right from the get-go. Like I always kind of figured, the stereotypical dad, I was always going to be given a hard time, and he would just from the beginning, he was just like, you're weird, but I like you. So yeah, rest in peace, Willie. We're gonna honor his memory this next weekend, and obviously we're gonna dedicate this podcast to him. And I don't know, Sarah, if there's anything you want to say. No, but we just wanted to mention that at the beginning. Of course, a lot of people sent us their thoughts and prayers, and there's been a lot of support, and we
really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Also, thank you, David 3X.
Yep. Thank you, David, and of course, thank you, Jax. But yeah, so we wanted to just kind of address that here at the beginning. But as stated, he did pass away peacefully and surrounded by loved ones.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's no better way to go than knowing that you have your loved ones with you. So
yeah.
So just wanted to kind of put that out there here at the beginning, and
yeah, I appreciate everyone's kind words. It's been hard, but it's nice to know that I have a lot of people who are thinking of me and my family. So thank you.
We love you, Sarah.
Yes.
And with that,
Food post time.
let's go to the food post. No, I told Sarah, I'm like, I'm gonna just have the most awkward transition from this, but yeah, no, he was a very loved gentleman and a very loving guy. So definitely the best way to honor him is he's the kind of. I told Sarah about this actually. My my great aunt was kind of just a very free spirited lady, and she passed away, God, maybe 10 years ago. It was a while ago. And I actually love this story. At her funeral, they have like a playlist of music that they'll play, and they had just finished the funeral, and so the person who was like, sitting there at the church, that's like, all right, let's play some nice peaceful music. Oh, what's this one titled "We Like to Party"? And all of a sudden,
Wow.
It was amazing. I was laughing so hard. And truth be told, it was actually very fitting. Yeah. It's one of those where I'm like, I bet she had something to do with that accidentally happening. And a lot of the family, and friends knew her to be like that. But yeah. So yeah, like we said, onward with the podcast. And here we go, Sarah. A good start with some. Wait, what? Oh, I thought I saw strawberry, and I'm like, those look like watermelons. David says, watermelons, fan art of Boozette.
Yeah. Instead of Bowsette, it's Boozette.
No, it's
like
Boozette.
As in boo.
Oh, Boozette. Oh,
Yeah.
the ghost one.
Oh, I thought it was like drunk.
Well, that's another way to interpret it, I
I
guess.
had strawberry Pocky.
Yeah. Looks good.
That's the best Pocky.
Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't there chocolate though? Like,
Chunk is really tasty.
How do you beat chocolate?
Easy. Strawberry, like.
I'm emotional with that one.
And then we've got PXY or Pixie having a fajita tonight. Haven't been able to make it to one of these in a hot minute.
Fajitas are good. And it looks like they got like nacho cheese or something on it, which makes it even better.
And coincidentally, you can make a fajita hot in a minute.
Holy crap.
Shut up.
Nora Mermaid says, eating some homemade chicken and listening as I take a break from working on my panel and packing for Ponyville Cider Fest. Yes, I know it's a week away, but I always plan ahead. There's the chicken. There's the podcast. All right. Let's see what's next. Nikki D says, got me some reading and snacks. Let's do this, boys and girls. Take 5 chocolate chip Pop-Tarts and local people.
Local people, the struggle for civil rights in Mississippi.
I wonder if that means Nikki D's from Mississippi.
Not necessarily.
But it's titled
maybe.
Local People.
Okay. Rosie Diamond says, no food as of now for the Semi-Perfect Pod, but I just finished up a nice workout and might grab a snack later. Also happy to announce that I've lost about 10 pounds since the beginning of June and couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
Woo, Rosie!
Congrats.
Nice.
We're happy for you.
I'm eating some fish crackers for you, Rosie.
We got Anime Guy. Got some tuna casserole for dinner.
Okay, so I was confused. I was looking at this picture and I was trying to figure out what the thing on the left was.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like a
like,
hot pad.
Yeah, I thought it was like
tortilla.
I thought it was like a tortilla or a pancake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, tuna casserole tacos? Maybe. All right, now what's this? Norris Brownie says macaroni and cheese. Also, last weekend was great at UK PonyCon, meeting Eile Monty and making a bunch of new friends.
Nice.
It was the best weekend of my life. Cool.
Nice.
Monty.
Quiet Storm says pizza with extra cheese and ham. What is, if you guys could go with one topping on pizza, what is it?
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni, yeah.
Pepperoni.
So y'all
Sausage.
Canadian bacon.
I love meat lovers pizza. I want
cheese
all the
good?
meats on the
You
pizza.
can't choose one.
See,
All the meats.
Laura discovered not too long ago
Bacon.
that you can order
Nice.
pizzas from Domino's with no cheese. And
It's awesome
What?
because
That's
like
not a
I get
pizza then.
kind of nauseous if I eat cheese.
You know, you can order a car with no engine.
But car engines don't make
Savage.
me sick.
You know, if
Okay.
you put your mouth up to the tailpipe for a long time. This is sounding weird.
Honestly, that's how I feel about eggs too. I don't
That
know.
looks
Like I like eggs, but if I eat them, I feel like vomiting afterwards.
Especially
Yeah.
when they're raw. You know, I actually
Yes.
discovered a Disney theory a few days ago that gave me some pretty big chuckles and lulls and chortles. And it was
All that.
in Beauty and the Beast how Gaston follow me here. And the opening song, there goes the baker with his tray like always. And then, the song proceeds and it gets to the point where that lady's like, I need 6 eggs.
Back to work, spot, sir.
Well, when she's screaming that with her kids yanking on her, the idea is that there's an egg shortage in town because Gaston eats them all.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's, yeah. I
So no one else can get their eggs because
eggs
Gaston.
every morning. That's
Yeah, he eats what was like 6 dozen eggs. So yeah.
5. When I was a lad, I ate 4 dozen eggs every morning to help me get large, and now that I'm going to eat 5 dozen eggs, so I'm roughly the size of a barge.
Alrighty.
He's right now.
Very true.
That's like gonna kill him.
Yeah, it should.
I would.
Railroad Brunnies.
Oh my gosh.
Tonight I got.
That's 60 eggs.
Tonight,
That's math.
Railroad Brony says tonight I got spaghetti still cooking with garlic bread and Monterey Jack cheese on top of the spaghetti.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
The garlic bread is a must.
Yeah.
Here we go. Drummer Shy says water.
Nice.
That's
Cool.
good.
Hopefully it's cool because cool water tastes better.
No, what's that in the background? That's
I'm-
140 calories. I don't buy it. What is that? What
The
is
water is
that?
140.
The water's 140. You know what blows my mind is that they
Diet
don't
water
list.
zero light if you want low calorie.
Yes, Parks and Rec.
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
I was gonna say it, but I didn't know the quote well enough.
If you'd like a lower option. Yeah, he's like, 0 refers to the amount of water in the drink. If you want a healthier option, you can always have diet water zero light. It has only 400 calories.
Alright, so that's it for the food posts. Do we want to just jump into the My Little Pony
No,
episodes?
I have to ask everyone how the
Oh
week's
yeah, that's
been.
right. Sorry.
Saber, Laura, what have you guys been up to?
Been working on some video stuff. I'm actually super excited because
I've got 2 big projects coming out later this year. One of them, Black Griffin. You know, Gabe worked on with me.
Hi.
And we're seeing some incredible progress with it, and I'm just so excited and happy because it's the most excited I've been for a project in quite some time.
Is this the thing you
But-
guys have been working on for 2 years?
Yes.
No, not that one.
No.
That one still, we put a pin on that one. We'll get to that someday.
Well, why'd you put a pin in it?
Well, because it's not legal here in Virginia.
Call me
Should've
when
put a
you're
bird
in
on it.
California. We got weird laws
Everything's
here.
legal in Cali.
It is.
Everything's legal in Canada now.
Yeah, right. Canada's legal everything.
Come here, you
But,
ghost.
but no, I've had a good week. It's been nice. Laura, how about you?
What have I even done this week?
You've been working on your crafts, and you got that little kitty sock.
Yeah, I learned how to make sock cats, and it's pretty great. They're like
Wow.
sock monkeys, but like they're cats, and I love it.
They're really
Are
great.
they sock cats or cat socks?
No, they're sock cats, like you know, sock
Yeah,
monkeys.
cat. Okay, yes.
It's like that, but it's a cat instead.
It's important what the modifier is and what
Yeah.
goes in.
Not kitten mittens.
Okay.
Ha. Nice.
I saw someone make a quadcopter out of a cat once.
What?
Oh no.
That thing that everyone.
Link it in
What?
the chat for everyone.
A quad captor? A car captor soccer?
A
What?
quadcopter.
You'll see in a second.
What? Okay.
Huh. Gabe, what have you been up to the last 6 months?
Well, 6 months, yeah. And actually, that's about right, isn't it? I'm sorry, I just found the picture of this. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. Copy link address. Paste. Is it? No, I don't want the news. I don't want to read this stupid news post. I just want to copy the image address. Open image. Copy image address. That's how you do. Do. All right, here we go.
That
But it's
doesn't
a
look
cat
legal.
captor.
It's actually there. I knew someone.
Oh my
would find
God.
it. Here, I'll post it to the group. Oh, I guess I can't.
That makes me want to try to do this. Like, I want to be the cat.
So it was the actual story behind this, because I read it, is his cat was hit by a car, and to honor the cat, he turned it into a quadcopter.
Oh my god, is that a dead cat?
It's a taxidermied cat
Oh my god.
That's
that used to
That's-
be his pet.
This still looks wrong.
I know, it's so messed up.
I saw apparently someone did that with their dog and tried to sell it on Craigslist
Yeah.
as a carpet, like a little bear rug.
That's weird.
And I'm like, that is where you cross the line.
Did you guys
No, I
hear?
agree, that's creepy.
Did you
And
guys
this
hear
guy
that?
doesn't- I mean,
I guess I forget
I
where.
still think it's creepy to taxidermize your pet, but
Well, like apparently some girl at a school put her like grandparents' ashes into cookies.
Oh my.
Yummy.
It was her dream to be inside all the little children.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Whose week have we not heard
I haven't heard about Paleo's week.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I was talking to Saber like, was it last week I think? But yeah, I was like really down about stuff. But I've turned around a lot more now.
Good.
Good
Like I'm
man.
actually starting to get stuff progressed, and I've gotten over 2 videos that I finished that I'm starting to get into some other videos that are going to like be really interesting for what is coming up for the next couple of months, because I'm going to be doing something that's going to be pretty big that's Disney related.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
I've seen sneak peeks of that, and I've stolen the idea, and I'm gonna upload it first.
The day before.
Wait, but I'm gonna do the Disney thing. So.
Bless you, lady.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what the Disney thing is?
I know.
Top 10 Zootopia fanfics.
I got some good ones that I've written.
This one's called Foxy. Okay, I can't.
Hirosashii,
I'm
how?
also doing like some more bigger videos. Mainly because I'm trying to do like a major video every week.
Good man.
And also I have some other thing that Saber's gonna be a part of.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about.
And Jack's in the chat.
Orgies
We're gonna
great.
try to start the first thing of it this Friday when we record it, but it's a surprise. But it's cartoon related. But I think a lot of people are gonna like it.
All right, nice. So you guys sound busy. That's good.
Yeah.
Hirosashii.
I beat the 14th hardest song in Sound Voltex
Nice.
last Friday, I believe. I was kind of losing my mind because I never thought I'd get this good at this game. It's always kind of like a dream of mine to be really good at rhythm games, and now here I am, right? So.
Is that
You
like
gotta
the hardest
find-
level?
No, it's a level 19. There's level 20s, but there's only 7 of those. Actually, there's 6, I think. Yeah, there's only 6 20s.
Very nice. Very nice.
Are you done with your goldfish?
No.
Just it should be crinkling throughout the entire podcast.
But it's goldfish. They're good. Anyone want a goldfish?
Sure, just throw it. Just throw it. I'll catch it.
Yeah,
Here it
throw it to
comes.
the camera. Fun.
Here it comes.
Oh no, I meant throw it across the U.S.
Oh, well,
He's got to wind up his arm a little bit.
let me tell you guys about
Just a little bit.
my week, specifically my day today. They finally put out Halloween candy at work, so it's good.
That's it?
That's it.
Wait, is the candy good or is work good or is life good? Which one?
The candy.
Okay.
The candy's good. The other 2 follow.
What candy? What candy is it?
They're like little chocolate bars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right.
Flutterbot's got a good point. Why don't you pour out the goldfish so you don't have to crinkle?
Put 'em in a bowl.
I'm just trying to promote or to provide you with a
just like
solution.
stop eating the goldfish.
You can't stop eating the goldfish, Ara.
Yes, you can. You
Look,
can
that's-
just
put 'em
because
down
you were born
You
with
can
the
just-
immunity to gluten.
and cheese.
No. And cheese. No!
They're going away.
She put them away.
All right.
Sarah,
They're done.
how dare you look out for me? Yeah. So, do you want to talk about the thing? The finale thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, first, there's an episode that we have to talk about before the finale.
Oh, crap. Okay, so, for those that are wondering, and those that are worried, and those that are anything. If you don't want any spoilers for the last 3 episodes of My Little Pony, season 8, so that means the 2 episodes that are the finale and the one before it, which is
Father Knows Beast.
Oh God, Father Knows Beast. Then we will have a screen up that you can just kind of keep an eye on. That when there it is, the spoiler screen. When this thing's up, that means we're talking about spoilers. When it goes down, that is your cue that it is safe to unmute and come back in. So.
Okay, I don't know. I don't want spoilers.
Quiet, you. Gabe. I don't want spoilers for season 11.
Alright, so for Father Knows Beast, when a strange dragon crash lands in Ponyville claiming to be Spike's father, Spike is ready to do anything his father says in order to learn how to be a real dragon. So...
Haven't we been through this before?
Not with Spike, I don't think.
Not with anybody in the show, right?
He wanted to go be a dragon. Well, not with his dad, but he wanted to learn to be a real dragon. And then he decided that it's cool to be a pony, remember? In, the first season.
What was that the episode with Amber? Like the first...
No,
that was the one with Crackle.
I literally wrote a song about it.
It's the one with that like metal backing track, and everyone's like, "Why is this song so good?"
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that now. So yeah, I feel like the best part of this episode was Smolder. I really love Smolder.
She continues to be the best.
Yeah.
Right, where she's just like, this is
the big
stupid.
sister that's looking out for Spike.
Yeah, she's basically, so you have your classic trope, right, of, I'm your dad. And it's like, oh my gosh, Anastasia, my darling.
It's me, Anastasia.
and so you have this, oh, I'm the family member, yeah. And so it's, you have the character Spike, who, of course, is like, oh yeah, I gotta do everything right.
Child.
I have to do everything right. And it's just what the heck. So.
Anybody have any thoughts on this episode?
This episode actually made
I thought it was okay.
Kind of sad. Spike's heart got crushed 3 times in a row. I was like, leave the kid alone. He's just look at some of his faces.
Yeah.
He just wants his dad. It's some jerk. That's my non-curse word.
I feel like
that one scene where Spike's father is draped in a
Oh, it's so gross.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It's extremely gross. Why did they put that in?
Everyone's aware that Twilight completely her eyes laser beamed to his dick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went back and watched that.
I don't think she was into it. I think she was just surprised.
I watched that scene about 10 times to make sure I was seeing this right. And
There's something you need to tell us?
He must have had something.
We already know it. He doesn't need to tell us anything.
He must have had something impressive because Twilight's eyes got really big.
What if she locked the door?
He's naked for 90% of the episode.
That's why I don't get it.
Isn't it amazing how putting clothes on a character makes them more lewd?
Yep.
Right.
Yep. That.
It was also the posing.
Yeah, with his legs spread wide open.
He's actively masturbating.
He's actively masturbating.
God.
Let me tell you, Twilight.
My sister joined us for the last 2 minutes, so this has been an interesting conversation.
Good.
Awesome. It's all right. Twilight pulled her dick out too.
No, that was my fanfic. Stop.
Yeah.
And then Twilight's heart got broken in this episode. We literally got to see the X-ray of it happen.
Yeah, which apparently for ponies the heart is a bone.
Yeah.
Unicorns.
And for ponies, it is. You don't know.
Yeah. Well, a boner.
Alrighty.
All right.
Anybody else have anything to
Constructive.
say on this
comments.
episode?
I like that they didn't do anything stupid with Spike. Everything was like believable,
Yeah.
not dumb
Oh, my
season
name's
4 to 6 Spike.
I liked that they basically had Smolder come in and be like, well, straight up, just tell me what he's telling you.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, because I feel like usually when you have this scenario,
Yeah.
everyone kind of just goes like, oh, yeah? Okay. Where Smolder's like, well, no, tell me everything.
Yeah.
And I'll tell
and then,
you.
like, when they're both confronting the dude, he's like, oh, dragons do this. And, like, Smolder's like, no, we don't. And I'm like, get it, Smolder! Smack him down.
I wonder where this guy came from. Like,
The sky, clearly. He fell out of the sky.
Dad! Yeah. The other thing, by the way, like, I mean, this is obvious given how it turns out, which is, it wasn't Spike's dad. But I liked the whole story about him being like, yeah, we lost you as an egg, so now I know you're my son.
Yeah. Well, they did question that. They're like, how did you know what I looked, or like,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Dude, but we did see Rule 63 Spike, aka his mother.
Yeah.
Is a mother of rule? Okay, never mind. That's
To say that something is
All right. Well, any other comments about Father Knows Beast?
I liked it.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's alright.
Best episode of
Passing grade.
ever.
Okie dokie. So now we're gonna get on to the finale.
All right. So I want to point out something real quick. I've mentioned it a couple times. Obviously, because of the circumstances and recent events, the Bronies react to the movie. It's basically on the back burner for the moment, but it is something that is going to be back in the oven soon. Or at least I anticipate soon. I'd like to get it done before the wedding, but we'll see how time works out. That being said, I've already filmed my stuff for the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
School raise.
School reigns. When the magic of Equestria begins to fail, Twilight leads her friends on a quest for answers, leaving the School of Friendship open to an attack from a dangerous mastermind.
I never trusted her.
Right, say it again. Like, that's exactly what I was gonna.
Never trusted that beat.
Never trusted that snivy, conniving little.
But can we? Okay, at least from my perspective, I never trusted her. Sure.
Yeah.
What a fantastic character, though.
Yeah.
I love that she always kept me in the "I don't trust you" zone.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good writing. I love that.
character? Maybe ears are too.
Cozy Glow.
I don't know who that is.
You will.
She's Darla Dimple, basically.
She is right. Exactly. Thank you.
This didn't have
That's what I
anything to
told
do with
you earlier.
Sombra, did it?
No.
No.
Tyrek.
Okay.
He's shattered and dead. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember from like 6 years ago?
Gabe, you're
No, I
gonna.
know. I'm just, I was trying to figure out where the show is in terms of.
Gabe's like, are we on season 2?
Alright, yeah, she's a really cool character. Yeah, very conniving and, like, got a lot further than many villains do in the series.
I think the thing that just wows me about this character is that she's like, what? Like, what's the age we're saying she is?
37.
I was gonna say at least 40.
7.
7?
Yeah, like 7.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell, girl?
Yeah.
Like, very intelligent for a 7-year-old. I was kind of wondering.
she's writing to Satan. That's pretty good advice for
She's
being
got a
evil.
really strong pen pal.
She's like that child that's like spawn of Satan type of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, no, the let me just say, and just wait till you see my face and my reaction on how happy I was when we did not forgive her.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god, for once. And like, I know Sarah's got her opinion on this.
Like, she definitely deserves to be punished, and she does not really deserve to have, like, you know, that forgive and redemption sort of thing right at the end of the episode. But I find it a little weird that
Sarah
the writers...
thinks that they should have used the death penalty because now they're just going to be spending taxes to keep her going.
I feel like that it's really weird that the writers chose this villain, a child in particular, to be the one that's going to Tartarus.
The one that they finally were like...
They sent in the military to pick up a 7-year-old child and take her to Tartarus.
To be fair, I mean, look what she was doing, though.
I mean,
She reminds me of Darla Dimple from Cats Don't Dance.
That's what we said.
Oh, you did?
Man, everyone was gonna let it go, and you just had to come in here.
Oh yeah, I never let Saber go. I'll never let you go.
I almost snorted up my
I'm surrounded by people who
Starbucks.
like to roast me.
That's how you know we're.
I have a side note here. I'm looking. So we Googled My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic Season 8, Episode 24, and the whole lineup of Season 8 is here, but they screwed up, and it says there's 2 Episode 23s. Episode 24 is School Raise, and Episode 26 is School Raise Part 2. And I'm like, no. But yeah, no. I was just like, thank you for.
Did anybody get a good look at which element of harmony was each of the young six?
Yeah. I was gonna actually go back and look at that, yeah, but I didn't. I'm really curious though.
Yeah.
Did anyone notice that when all the unicorns got their magic back, that so did Pinky?
Yeah. She had a little bit of magic pop into her nose. It went dink. So Pinky's magic.
That's clever, because we all know that she's magic.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing?
Ponies aren't just farmers.
I'll tell you what got me about this episode is how the villain reminded me a lot of Darla Dimple from Cats Don't Dance.
That's a good point. I didn't think about
I'm
that.
the first to bring it up.
I didn't think about that till now. Really.
You know what's great about Pinky getting the magic back in her nose? Is the fact that Applejack didn't get any magic in her, so she's not magical at all. She is just strong as shit.
Yep.
That's great. I love this. No magic, just game.
Just a bodybuilder.
Oh, yeah, that's the,
Right, though. She must have crazy density because she wouldn't be able to push those rocks and the kind of stuff she does without infinite density, or at least really.
one thing that some Fritz Roll is pointing out in the chat, did anybody notice the female guards? I guess it's canon now that there are female guards in the royal court.
But that's sexist.
Why?
No, you can only be
They're not allowed to just have female soldiers.
Yeah.
Be female
That's right.
soldiers just for representation.
Shut up.
Having fun race.
No, that's awesome. I didn't notice that. Did you notice it?
I didn't notice it at first, but I've seen a lot of people point it out on Twitter and all that.
How many of you guys got spoiled before?
Me.
Me.
So what did you guys find out? I'm just curious what spoilers were flying out.
Tartarus and Tyrek.
I found out. Let's see. I saw a very incriminating screenshot of Cozy Glow, and I'm like, I knew it. But I mean, I don't know if you would even count that as a spoiler, since everybody kind of was already there's something wrong with this girl.
And in the previous episode she was in, it was like, what the hell are you up to?
And also before the episode, I saw the whole thing with Pinky being magic.
Yeah.
I loved Cozy Glow's expressions. I love the one she put her moves on her cheeks and they squished and whatever, and all of her angry. It really
very Darla Dimple. Those
of
expressions.
Darla Dimple, right?
Oh, that's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm saying they like.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I was waiting for it. Yeah, no, like I said, I knew in some way. I'm like, I know they're gonna find a way to be like, no, you need to be friends. Friendship isn't power; it's friendship. And then she was gonna cry and be like, I'm sorry. And then everyone was gonna be like, it's okay, we forgive you.
That was Chrysalis.
I am like laughing that like Discord got forgiven before this chick did.
What I think is really cool about this villain is that she's kind of the first to actually take the power of friendship seriously and weaponize it. Like, she's like, I'm gonna get everybody to be on my side, and what I say goes.
Well, I'm excited to see like all the villains come together next season. Like because Chrysalis is still out there, Tyrik's still alive. They got this
Red Sombra.
You got this Darla Dimple character, which is kind of funny because she reminds me a lot of Darla Dimple. and you're gonna see them all come together, be some kind of league of villains. I'm excited.
You know what's interesting? Probably the most frustrating thing to me about this episode was that the main six walk into Tartarus knowing they don't have any magic, and then like realize
and like they
5
knew
minutes
that
later,
they didn't
like
have the key.
Yeah, that they didn't have a key.
So
And,
angry.
yeah, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're stuck in here, like a bunch of idiots."
Yeah.
Right.
Did anybody else find it fucking weird that like the mystical animals just turned into like they split off into their singular components?
Right.
Like the
Those were their parents.
the basilisk or cockatrice turned into a chicken and a cobra, and I'm just like,
Right.
what?
It's interesting that they had a, so to speak, a rooster and a snake team up.
Yeah, you spat up my.
I want to know how in the world they convinced the monsters to give them the magic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why would they give them that?
Because Fluttershy, I guess.
But shouldn't that be considered magic? That her power? She was upset when like, oh no, everyone's gonna lose their power. I thought she was gonna like not have the ability to do what she does.
Nah, that ain't magic.
No,
that's innate
that's just her.
somehow.
Yeah, that's just.
No, that's hippie power.
Hippie power.
Hippie power is.
Where was
infinite.
Tree Hugger in this
Yeah.
episode? We needed her help.
That is
Probably
the one magic.
smoking a joint.
And then like Tartarus just looks like McLeach's basement.
From Rescuers Down Under.
Rescuers Down Under. It's just like a bunch of animals in cages. I'm just like, okay.
It's so tiny.
Was anyone else kind of
Disappointed?
like let down? When I saw Tartarus, I was like, I kind of envisioned like Odysseus going into hell type of thing. Like, oh my god, it's gonna be so big.
Womp womp.
And they were like, it's a cave over in the corner of the forest that has a lock and wooden cages. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought it was like a different dimension almost. Like when they sent Tyrik back to Tartarus, I was like, dude, that place must be so nuts.
Yeah.
Weren't there supposed to be other people there? Like, was Tyrik really the only guy that they're like, you're the only one that can talk that's bad enough, so we're going to send you here, and all the other poor creatures that can't help it are going to also be sent there?
I don't know who else is in Tartarus.
How is
I mean,
Discord-
like, it kind of seems like that's all there is just him and some animals.
How has
that-
Discord not warranted being sent there? Like, he's screwed up like 5 times.
He's the worst. He's awful. He's a terrible.
Discord's terrifying because like he's a god of like he can warp reality. Like that, how do you not like put him in stone just to be safe?
Yeah.
He's kind of friendly. He's chaotic neutral. That's enough for me to go, okay, in the stone you go.
Where was he this episode?
Well,
I don't know.
Sticking around.
Having sex with Fluttershy.
maybe he was stuck at home because like he couldn't use his chaotic magic.
I'm not gonna let that slide Or will I, Saber, what you said.
But
But
you should let it slide.
I'll let it slide a few times until they're finished. But the
Thanks, Dad.
I forgot what I was gonna say now.
I
Oh yeah, Starlight. How many freaking times do they have to like? It's starting to grate on me where I'm like, why are we leaving Starlight? Like,
Right.
like seriously, guys.
Bring her along.
Starlight feels like the Green Power Ranger.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I agree.
I need more context.
Well, you know what? I don't know. Maybe more like Darla Dimple in how Cozy Glow.
Yeah.
I don't care if we forgave Chancellor Nathan. He's the worst.
I did not see that
the
coming.
worst.
I thought he'd be evil through and through.
Right. He's still a racist piece of shit. I don't
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
he's coming around.
I don't care.
Listen, I wouldn't expect you, a black man.
I knew this was coming. I saw it.
No, you set me up for that one. I mean, I was kind of hoping that he'd be a villain, but because this show has a bad habit of like redeeming villains very quickly. But I'm glad that Tyrek and that at least Cozy Glow, being a new addition, like
Danny?
it's Danny.
Oh my god.
We got a league of villains forming, and again, we're setting up for next season for oh god, they're all working together.
Every villain is lemons.
Oh my
Dirty
God.
bubble.
So I'm a gigantic nerd, and after Cozy Glow, like after the season finale ended, and she had her like menacing looking face towards the front, like towards the camera, I was like, okay, so she's evil, T-Rex evil, we got Tartarus evil people, we still got Chrysalis, so yeah, we're gonna form that League of Villains, like Saber said, and I was like, I can't wait for there to be a raid. And it's just ponies, like all the creatures, all the good creatures versus all the bad people. I'm such a WoW nerd that I literally like went through and assigned all the characters in MLP like raid roles, and I'm like, I'm such a nerd, man.
I also am hoping for the most excitement. Like it needs to be like Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, no,
let Tyrek get a lot of power back, so he's a humongous threat again. That'd be great.
I kind of liked that Naysay didn't end up being the villain because so many people expected him to be, including me. Like I was like, oh yeah, like when he showed up, I'm like, oh yeah, him. Yeah. And then he just ended up being kind of like a weasel type of bad guy. Like, oh, they're gone, so I'm gonna take advantage right now. Oh. Can we just also focus on the fact that, like, everyone was very willing to just jump the Chancellor? Like, yeah, let's beat him up.
Right.
Beat
up the racist!
Okay, so, is there any other comments anyone would like to make about the finale?
I'm sure, but I can't think of any.
Did you guys like him?
Yeah. It's my third favorite finale, probably.
Okay. I mean, finales are usually pretty high up there, so that's, I'd say, pretty good.
Probably one of my favorite villains.
Not for me, but okay.
Wow. Thanks, Hero.
You're welcome.
All right.
So I opened something up. So
yeah. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just gonna switch screens.
How dare you? You're right. You're right.
This one. There we go.
How dare you? All right. So we are done discussing spoilers. No more spoilers.
No more.
Okay. So I saw this and I was laughing out loud when I saw this. So I want to read it.
Can I read it? Or do you want to? Do you really want to read it?
Do you want to read it?
I feel like I'm a little bit better at reading.
How about I read the lawyer
okay.
lines and you read the setup?
Okay.
Does that sound good, or do you want to do it the other way?
No, that's fine.
Okay, so, anyways, apparently what somebody did, I don't know how old this is, but somebody forced a bot to watch over 1,000 hours of lawyer commercials and then asked it to write a lawyer commercial of its own. Do you guys want to hear how this goes?
Yes.
Sounds amazing.
Good. Now let me just make sure I have this. Okay. All right. So you're gonna read?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Title: lawyer commercial.
You're the better reader.
I'm so good at interior firm law room. A lawyer stands next to a shelf with books. The books are very wide. They have eaten too many words.
Have you been hurt in an accidental car? Has the government sold your lungs without asking nicely? Are you mesothelioma? Answer me!
The lawyer opens a briefcase. It's full of lemons, the justice fruit only lawyers may touch.
If so, you can act entitled for money. I'll help. I graduated from lawn school, and all my teachers were bitten by dogs.
Words scroll across the bottom of the screen. These are the cases the lawyer takes. Unfair stabbing, illegal shoes, music too Canadian, sue the rain, divorce your toilet, fake sons.
I have been a lawyer for over 35 weekends, and I'm currently dating the Bill of Rights for fun.
We see the Bill of Rights. Nice. It's in love. The lawyer will break its heart. There's nothing we can do.
Let me use it to send your asbestos to court. I will wear 2 suits, and I promise to steal the judge's gavel for you.
The lawyer opens up the jacket of his first suit. Millions of gavels pour out. His promise was worth.
My clients never go to jail town.
We see his past clients: a tornado, a tornado, a tornado.
Remember, you don't pay any money. I'm sorry. Remember. I love
Racist
this.
is very serious. Get yourself together.
I love this line so much. Remember, you don't pay any money unless you pay us money. Call for free use of phone.
The phone digits appear. It's your social security number.
And that's it. Remember, you don't pay any money unless you pay us money. I feel like that's like any business should use that. You don't pay until you pay. That's the deal. So, last time we were on the podcast, we started talking about, I think we were just kind of, somebody asked us, I think in the Q&A, about rides that we miss from Disneyland or Disney World, and we started discussing rides that are no longer there, and it actually turned into kind of a big topic, so it's something that we wanted to spend some more time on. Now, I don't know if you guys have any that come to mind, but essentially we're talking Disney parks. I'd say any Disney park that had a ride that is no longer there, if you know why it's not there anymore or whatnot, or, you know, if you had been on it, if you enjoyed it. I'll kind of kick this off. There was a ride at California Adventure called the Maliboomer. And it was a ride that shot you straight up in the air. And it's weird because I don't think this ride had very many issues or was down a lot. But for some reason, they took it out. And to my knowledge, from what I can tell, never put anything in the area that it was in. And it's not a ride that took up a lot of space. So that was always a weird one. But yeah, do you guys know of any former attractions that you're like, why'd they get rid of it?
I'm not privileged enough.
You're not privileged enough. I'm pulling up a list. Oh, that's interesting. Only one of these is actually a former list. Let's see here. Oh, wow. So, I'm going to go through some of these for Disneyland. Back in the day, this might actually surprise some people. Did you guys know that when Disneyland opened in 1955, for a year on Main Street, there was a lingerie shop?
Yes.
No.
Yes?
Yeah.
It was called Hollywood Maxwell's Intimate Apparel Shop, and it featured the Wizard of Bras.
Wow.
I can't talk about that.
Yeah. Now it's called. Never mind. I can't. That's a bad joke.
What were you gonna say?
Nah, it's inappropriate. Um,
Good.
Wizard and bras. Yeah, I can see why they got rid of that. That's kind of a weird thing to have at a family park. Like, it's not inherently dirty or evil. It's just kind of like, I can see some folks going, "Oh, that stands out for a place that's all about fairy tales."
Or like the conservative parents, like, "Oh, my children can't know that underwear exists."
No, not bras.
Ugh.
I'm telling you though, there's such a market that they could be.
You're very correct.
Disney
What's
lingerie.
The sword and the bone. The line fling.
Oh.
Lilo and tits. I don't know.
Huh. It's a good thing that they're making a live action.
Is Jack's Blade laughing? I hope so.
A la dong.
A la dong.
That was better.
A ladong.
Stop yelling.
I'm sorry. It's funny.
You're making him yell.
It's funny. Sorry.
Let's see here. What else? Babes in Toyland exhibit. A ladong. That was great. Let's see here, Sarah. We're looking at stuff that did exist that doesn't. I mean, granted, there's going to be a number of things that a lot of us.
There's the alien encounter.
Oh yeah.
Oh, at Disney World Tomorrowland, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I was
then
able to experience that as a kid.
You did?
Yep. It was terrifying. I remember as a kid, in line for it, seeing the little, like, there's a little alien, little orange guy, during the, when you're in the queue, and there's like a robot talking about like teleportation, and they teleport the little orange alien into another teleportation pod, and the alien comes out all mutated, and I remember as a kid being broken. Like,
Yes, me
sad,
too.
where I was
Skippy
like,
was his name.
yeah,
Yep.
Skippy. Well, I was sad because I'm like, Skippy's he's ruined now. Like, he can't go back. And then I went on the ride, and I remember seeing the alien come out, and I remember having a lot of spikes on it, and I was terrified. Like, my sister and I were screaming, and my dad was laughing. And my dad was like grabbing my neck and like touching my shoulder and like freaking me out on purpose.
Aw.
Like, ultimate dad humor, just being like, "Oh, my children are miserable." Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a very dad moment.
Payback.
That reminds me. I gotta show you a thing later.
Please do. No, that was a good ride.
It's like a dad joke thing.
Well, I'm trying to think of some other rides. There was that one. So, Laura and I, we've been on a binge. We kind of slowed down a bit, but we watched a bunch of like Disney trivia channels and Aladong, and there is Jeffrey. What's your name? Race. During a phone call. Well, what that Monsters Inc. ride used to be was like that Malibu driver's ride. Escape from Malibu, is that what it was called? I forget.
Oh, you're talking. Yeah, he's talking about the Hollywood one.
Oh yeah.
The one where
that now has it's now
Monsters,
the
Inc.
Monsters Inc. And like half of the animatronics in there are reused from the previous ride.
Yeah,
like apparently Jay Leno was in the ride.
Well, what cracks me up is that they had Drew Carey and the folks from the Drew Carey show go and like on the ride, and they brought cameras to film their reactions.
Yeah.
And this is back when Ryan Stiles was on the Drew Carey show, Ryan from Who's Line.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny seeing him in his own little cart looking around and like having a like smile, but more like a wow, this looks terrible kind of smile. As he's holding back his jokes, where he's like, "Wow, this looks awful."
Oh my gosh. There was for anyone that goes to Disneyland and goes to Tomorrowland, they'll notice kind of in the middle of Tomorrowland, there's this building that has like what looks like a cool setup, and it might look like, that looks like it's supposed to do something. At one point, it was the platform for I think it was first the platform for the People Mover. It was. And then, so that used to be the loading dock for People Mover. and then eventually became rocket rods, which was its last thing, and I'm going to get into rocket rods a little bit later.
You already talked about rocket rods last
I
time.
I did, but I pulled up the information. Shut up. So rocket jets is what I want to talk about, because I remember this as a kid, and this is one of those things where I remembered it and then it was gone, to which then I went, did I dream this up? They used to have that rocket, like what's now Astro Orbiter. The rockets that just go in a circle used to be on that platform. And I remembered going up on it, and I thought you had to take like an elevator up to it, which that might actually be part of a dream. But
That's in Disney World.
see, but I wouldn't have gone on. Did you take an elevator at Disney
To get
World?
onto Astro Orbiter, you do, yeah.
Oh my god, I had a premonition as a child. That made, you know what? I probably saw like a video or something, and it made me go like, "Whoa!"
It's like I'm there.
Yeah, but yeah, so they had rocket jets, and that ride was there for 30 years. As Sarah pointed out, I've already talked about the People Mover and why it's not there anymore. But I just wanted to talk about the demise of rocket rods. I pulled up the Wikipedia article, and it says here, on July 6, 1998, just a little over a month after its grand opening, Rocket Rods was closed for refurbishment due to mechanical problems. A month. After a month. They were like, all right, that was good. It was reported to remain closed for 5 weeks, but it ended up staying closed for 3 months before reopening in October 1998. Rocket Rods closed again on September 25th, 2000, so just about 2 years later, for refurbishment that was to last until spring 2001, but no work was ever seen on the attraction. And then it never reopened. The support structure originally designed for the People Mover was not suitable for the high speed of the Rocket Rods ride, causing damage to the structure itself. Ooh. The constant changes of speed in the ride often caused malfunctions, resulting in frequent closures of the ride, and a main reason why the attraction permanently closed. The building is... It says the building is now used for Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, which has me confused. I'm like, what? Because I don't think
One of the
that...
channels we
maybe part
follow
of
talks
that.
about how they, like, Tomorrowland's in desperate need of a makeover.
At Disneyland.
Yeah.
And also, Epcot's kind of going through a change from here on the horizon, because I know that Spaceship Earth is going to be shutting down for 2 years.
Shit.
For a massive refurbishment here. It's going to happen in 2020. And I know that Epcot has a bad rep of like, but not a bad rep, but a rep of like, okay, there's the World Showcase, which is fantastic, always has been, but there was the minor complaint that there weren't enough rides in the World Showcase. But then outside of that, with Future World, it's like, okay, it's fantastic. Well, it's been kind of like sliding where it's like a lot of those rides, like that Epcot is like a graveyard of broken rides and old rides that they scrapped, and they don't really do a good job of replacing. Well, there's a couple of ringers, of course, but like a lot of the charm from the 90s and the early 2000s are kind of gone now.
Interesting. Yeah, that's...
I want to take a moment of silence for the Yeti on the Expedition Everest.
Right?
They had to stop his animation because the engineers didn't take into account the strain that he would have on the entire structure of the ride.
I remember that.
That's probably why
also,
I'm... Never mind.
I was going to say that's one of the most expensive. That was like, what, the most expensive roller coaster ever made.
Yeah.
Like it was insanely expensive for them to make it, and then
And it doesn't even fully work.
yeah, which is kind of embarrassing.
So this is another ride kind of near Tomorrowland. As you can see, I'm kind of categorizing things. But back in the day, now some people are going to be like, but it's still there. Submarine Voyage was a ride that I loved as a kid. It was one of my favorite things. And then one day...
It's still there, though.
Because it is. Thank you, Hero. And
it reminds me of Darla Dimple.
Well, what's weird about this ride is it closed for like 10 years.
Oh my god!
What?
Is that just happening to me?
What?
Like the microphone, like screaming? Is that only happening to me?
I don't
Probably a ghost.
Okay, it's just happening to me.
I like your heroes like, everyone laugh with me.
Right, that's a little bit how I was. Because you're just talking, and I was like, like, what was that? Okay, it's just me then. That's fine.
So, when I was a kid, Submarine Voyage, like I said, was like one of my all-time favorites. And I'll never forget sitting there watching and just being like, this is so cool because we go deep underwater. And then the lady's like, because, you know, the bubbles give you the illusion that you're going down into the water. Yeah. And this lady goes, yeah, you see the bubbles make you think you're going down, but you're not. I'm like,
totally
I'm like this like 7-year-old who's just like, oh. Yeah. Oh.
Poor little Jeff.
Okay. That was, I mean, yeah. What's interesting is apparently they shut down this, like I said, it was shut down for 10 years. Yeah. So it's not like, oh, we have a plan. Like, it was gone.
Can we go to the mermaid section? Oh, wait. The mermaid section is very small. Oh, never mind. This is just a description of the ride.
Oh, you mean the fact that there used to be mermaids and people used to jump into the water to try and get to them?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
That's terrifying.
Female cast members dressed in mermaid costumes could be seen sunbathing themselves and performing synchronized swimming and underwater stunts for 4 hours each day. Disney ended this feature in 1967 after several mermaid performers were reported health concerns related to submarines, diesel exhaust fumes, and the highly chlorinated water. In addition, tourists taking pictures of them would block the thoroughfare between Matterhorn and the submarine lagoon. Mermaids received $1.65 an hour. Jesus.
Whoa!
What, to go swimming at Disneyland?
I think there were also like fake mermaids at one point, but they had to get rid of them because apparently like the chlorine in the water kept like ruining the pigment in their hair.
Ooh.
The fake pigment in their hair.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a fun fact about the submarine ride. Apparently, during the Cold War, I'm sorry. That's a weird way to say it, but there's like some Russian guy who was part of the Russian government, the Soviets, and I have to look at the story exactly, but like there were some Soviets visiting Disneyland, and Walt like would always brag about how he has one of the largest fleets of submarines in the world. Because those submarines were actually refurbished submarines. They were real, but they refurbished them. So yeah, he bragged about his fleet, and he's like, yes, it's one of the largest fleets in the world. And it's like, oh, shut up, Walt.
When Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev was denied permission to go to Disneyland in 1959, Walt Disney was reportedly disappointed as he wanted to introduce him to his Disneyland submarine fleet.
There you go.
He's like,
how much did those mermaids get paid in
1967?
$1.65.
Yep.
That's not bad. That's $12.47.
There you go. So they're apparently that ride closed at the time because it was reported to be too costly to operate in relation to its capacity. It is a very slow moving ride, and I'm sure it was worse back in the day too. So yeah, but that was cool because it was basically 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which is a movie that a lot of this generation probably hasn't seen. So yeah,
I mean, it's a book that a lot of this generation probably hasn't read.
Whale of a tale or two.
I read it.
All right.
Captain Nemo.
Nerd.
As Captain Nemo. That's what Finding Nemo was based off of.
Do you guys want to hear about how crazy the People Mover was?
Oh my gosh.
In August 1967, I'm going to read this. What's that show you like to watch?
BuzzFeed Unsolved.
BuzzFeed Unsolved. In August 1967, a 16-year-old boy from Hawthorne, California, oh, this is going to get sad, was killed while jumping between two moving People Mover cars as the ride was passing through a tunnel. He stumbled and fell onto the track where an oncoming train of cars crushed him beneath its wheels and dragged his body a few hundred feet. God, I didn't think this was going to be so... I didn't read this first. Before it was stopped by a ride operator. The attraction had only been open for 1 month. Damn, that's a good start. This one's more cheerful. In 1972, 4 teenage girls were riding the People Mover when one teenager lost her mouse ears cap. Now, you can't just let that go. So this makes sense. She and her cousin jumped onto the track to retrieve them, realizing they'd have to get on a different people mover car. The first girl successfully got into a car, while the second girl ran through a tunnel and out the exit and then fell into a guardrail and onto the concrete 30 feet below.
Jesus Christ.
She survived, but she broke an arm, hip, and pelvis. She had to be in a
That's
body
much more
brace.
cheerful.
I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she sued Disney.
For not having any warnings about the exit.
I hope she lost. And then June, this one's not cheerful. June 7th, 1980, an 18-year-old man was crushed and killed by the people mover while jumping between moving cars. The accident occurred as the ride entered the super speed tunnel. Like, this, it's no joke when people say that this was the deadliest ride that was at Disneyland.
Yeah, this is a weird thing that I'm taking away from that passage is the phrase 18-year-old man. It sounds weird to me. Yeah.
I agree with you. I was just actually going to comment on that. It's like 18-year-old man.
It's like a 12-year-old grandmother.
Meaning something.
That got dark. I didn't think these were going to be that bad, and then I realized what ride I was reading about.
But you read it in a funny
When
voice.
Laura and I
so
were
that made it
driving back
funny.
from Disney, I think it was like in spring of 2017. We were looking through Wikipedia of like I guess the
all
kill
the-
counts from Disney, and how
Fatalities and stuff.
well most of the fatalities are from idiots, people making big mistakes where it's not on Disney. Like there's the one about the two boys who swam the Tom Sawyer Island after the park closed, and then they jumped in the water and one of the boys drowned to death. That's all
Drowned to
death.
death.
Yeah, he died to death. He got too much aladong in his face.
I can show you the world.
It's actually sad because when the kid was singing in the water, they said that Sebastian ran up and started singing Under the Sea.
Stop,
But
stop.
I'm sorry, that's my face. No, but there's another one about how this lady was in the animal kingdom with his family, and a snake fell out of a tree, and it scared one of the people in the group, and the lady wasn't bitten, but she had a heart attack, and she passed away from it. And they tried to sue Disney for that, and Disney's like, "What do you expect? Like, there are snakes in Florida. Sorry." And the case was dismissed.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad.
Jeez.
Like
that
the
is
only one that I
unfortunate,
really
but,
know that it was really on Disney, where it's like, "Oh, you guys screwed up," was on Big Thunder Mountain, where one of the carts came off the tracks and didn't brake properly, and it snapped the neck of somebody and killed them.
Brakes.
And that was on Disney. They fucked up that time. It was like, oh no.
It was a brake failure. Yeah. So, here's another one. This one's over in Fantasyland at Disneyland. It was called the Motorboat Cruise, and apparently it was there for 34 years, 1957 to 91. It was basically Autopia, but on a boat. And
based
Oh
off
yeah,
the
that was
gummy bears.
like insanely like hard to get people to actually like come back into shore or whatever.
probably. But yeah.
It was based on the
Yeah.
gummy bears.
A lot of trackless rides don't just historically do really well at Disney because people are like, "I'm gonna spend the next 20 minutes out here." They're like, "Get back inside the corral."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they at one point this actually had gummy bear theme to it, because in
Really?
in the 90s they were like, hey, we should have. They did a Disney Afternoon Avenue event, and rethemed some things, and that was one of them. So, yeah, this funny enough, this was in the area. So if you're wondering where this was, it's in between the Matterhorn and Small World. There's like this very quiet water area, and
The place you were gonna propose to me.
it's the place where I was going to propose. By the way, we're getting married in a month.
Yeah.
Nice.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Can I come?
Who said that?
Gabriel.
Sarah.
After the wedding, Sarah.
Oh! Get it? Sarah, tell them about the Rainbow Caverns Mine Train.
It's one ride that I kind of wish still existed so I could go on it because it sounds cool. It was a let's see, hold on. No, you tell them about it.
It sounds cool, but I don't know. So what it was is it was a narrow gauge mine train. I don't know what that means, but it was a mine train attraction that goes through the living desert, and so this ride lasted for I guess only 3 years, but it's still around. So if you ever go on the Mark Twain boat, or you're ever in the area of Big Thunder Mountain, you'll see where it looks like it's just scenic, like, oh, there's train tracks that are broken, but it was actually part of a ride that existed, and it was the Rainbow Caverns. I'm just kind of looking through. I don't know exact. Well, wait, it says that was 56 to 59, and then there was a mine train through Nature's Wonderland, which I guess is the same thing.
Yeah,
and that lasted 17 years, till 77. Let's see why they closed it, Sarah. Let's see why they closed it. Due to the rise in popularity for thrill rides, Nature's Wonderland was closed to build a new attraction, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Wow, thanks, Big Thunder. Big Thunder Mountain is similar to Nature's Wonderland, featuring a runaway train as a ride vehicle, set of Rainbow Ridge, blah blah blah. So basically, this ride was in the area of Big Thunder Mountain, which I think we can all agree they made a terrible mistake.
Yes, nobody even knows what that ride is.
Right?
Race. That reminds me. I've been like rewatching through the Mickey Mouse shorts.
Yeah.
They're
so good.
Yeah, there's that one where like Mickey's like looking for the Rainbow Caverns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has like a map of Nature's Wonderland.
Well, you see, Big Thunder Mountain was in it. There's an episode where he runs into the abominable snowman, and you see the bobsleds crashed in the corner.
Yeah.
Like, the folks who do these shorts are big fans of the theme parks.
Yeah.
And you see all kinds of Easter eggs. I adore that.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, I need to catch him up on some shorts.
I haven't. I need to get caught up.
Yeah, they're really good. Like I catched up on them earlier this week.
Caught
up with them. Yeah. We couldn't think of the name. We couldn't think of the word. That is not name. I'm failing
word
right now.
So I have one more that I'm going to mention from Disneyland.
By the way, are we going to get the Q&A here soon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mother, what time is it?
Excited for that.
I was just telling him quietly that we should probably move on.
This
to
is
Q&A
the
pretty
last one.
Okay.
It's the Jolly Trolley.
Yeah.
Because it's one that if you go into Toontown, you'll still see it sitting there, and be like, wow, that'd be cool if they actually used it. For some reason, they made a track for it, but they couldn't run it because it was too busy.
Yeah.
They can only run it when no one's there. So, yeah, the Jolly Trolley is no longer jolly. It lasted 10 years. What's he saying? Let's listen. He stopped talking.
All right.
All right, Sarah. So what's next on our agenda?
Well, I wrote this down, but I don't know if a lot of people have seen it. Has anybody seen the teaser trailer for the Aladdin live action? I know you haven't.
Spoilers.
Paleo Hero, have you seen it?
I have not.
Okay. Well, I guess
Aladdin.
I'll post that at the end of this podcast, and maybe we'll talk about it next time.
Alrighty.
So let's just go to Q&A then.
Okay, we'll do Q&A. How long do you want to do Q&A for?
I don't know. How long do you want to do Q&A?
I think we'll go till. I think we're gonna do 20 minutes of Q&A tonight.
Okay.
So that means that if you're on the West Coast, 7:45 is about the time we'll be going till. And as usual with these Q&As, we're gonna go off of. Sarah, have you posted the info?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, so we have a hashtag and some information. You could send these on Twitter. But we do prioritize super chats. So if you do send your question through super chat, we will prioritize your question and even embellish and spend a little bit extra time on it. So, yeah.
Oh.
See?
Nora Mermaid sends a note. Love you guys, especially Gabe. I had to do a presentation of ship funnels today, so my question is, what is the weirdest presentation you had to do?
Weirdest presentation you've ever had to do?
That is an interesting question. And I don't know if I've ever had to do a presentation.
Ever?
Now, yeah, I mean, because I was homeschooled, and then I was in the Navy, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have.
See, Gabe, this is like just from a psychologist level, this is probably why you struggle in front of crowds.
Yes, yeah, I think that could be. I'm very uncomfortable on stage.
I mean, it shows. It does.
I know. I mean, it's embarrassing. But, gosh, now I feel bad though, because that's a really lame answer. So maybe I should make something up.
Think of something good.
I don't have a weird presentation that I've done, but I've witnessed like a couple of weird ones. Specifically, there was this one presentation in which a girl in our gender studies class, I don't know why we were doing presentations or whatever, but she brought a dead bird and showed us all how to, like, you know, pluck the feathers out and like get it ready for like eating. And it was
that's great.
It was, for me, it was cool. I'm like, really interesting.
But you
like,
love
everybody.
birds.
I do love birds, but like I also appreciate
chickens don't count.
You know,
dead birds.
No, I just like, it's a neat skill that girl had, and she wanted to share it. And I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Chicken is called a jungle fowl in Hawaii.
But yeah, that's and then in high school, one dude thought it would be a neat presentation for him to shave his face in front of class.
Shave his face?
Yeah, like to
to
teach people how to shave their face.
Nora and I have done that. We shaved Ian's face on stage. I thought of something. It's not something I had to present, but it was a presentation that I witnessed, and it was at the School of Music in TSC Great Lakes. No, TSC Great Lakes. It was in JEB Little Creek, that base up in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And it was I think it was a clarinet player, but what happened is at the School of Music, we'd have these master classes where people come in and they would do their little presentation. They talk about how they deal with, you know, anything. And this particular guy was talking about how to deal with stage fright.
Uh-huh.
He said, I don't know. I'm going to do an accent here, and this is the actual accent he had. Okay. I think he's from Japan. And he said, wherever you get nervous on stage, just spread your legs apart and imagine you're sucking the ground into your butthole.
What?
Yes. And so you got this room full of, and this is like half an hour into his presentation. You have this room full of sailors and Marines and soldiers, because it was all three, you know, branches, except for the Air Force. They have their own, but the rest of us. And so we're all in uniform, and you just hear everyone, because you just try to go, like, try to stifle laughter. We're trying to take this guy seriously, and then he said it again, and he's like, you know, just once again, you're sucking the ground into your butthole. And that became something that our whole family says now. We say butthole instead of butthole. So
that
was a good moment.
I remember maybe 5th grade, we did like a Native American presentation, and so we had to like set up all the stuff, and we each chose a tribe, and oh man, I thought mine was so cool, because I'm going to put kind of quotations on, I made this peace pipe, which at the time actually did not get me in trouble, until we started smoking it, and then we got in trouble. No, but so we had this peace pipe that my dad actually technically made. But like it was like one of those things where my dad's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a really badass thing for this project of yours," and he did. And I remember it was like the coolest thing I thought of the whole thing. But I'm pretty sure I pretended like I had a lot to do with how it got made.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you know, I know how to do this kind of stuff. So yeah, there was that presentation. There was also one in middle school where we had to. It was a Civil War presentation thing, and I made really thick saltine crackers.
Yeah.
And
Yummy.
I forget what they're called.
Oh, hardtack.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I made that.
Hardtack. It's what the soldiers used to eat.
This is interesting because for that presentation, we also had to write. This actually kind of reminds me of Saberspark because we all know that Saber tried writing a D-Day fanfic.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But like I actually for
Yes, I did.
and I had a project where I had to write as if I was a soldier in the Civil War, and so I did, and it's funny because now that I think about it, I wonder how many people put themselves on the Confederate side. And if that was like a red flag for the teacher, like, okay, guys, we got a couple we should keep an eye on. But like, yeah, no, I wrote like from first person experience and whatnot. And my teacher, I found this out later, but my teacher contacted my parents. And of course, my mom's like, what the hell did he do now?
Yeah.
Like, we've gotten so many of these calls in the past that we can only imagine what kind of crap he did. Yeah. And my teacher was like, I just wanted to say that your son has some incredible speaking writing skills. Incredible creative writing ability. And yeah, he was just saying, which is funny because I don't remember him ever actually telling me this, but he told my parents like, hey, he did an amazing job on this project, and I just wanted to tell you firsthand. So yeah. That was cool.
Does anybody else have a
weird presentation?
Yeah.
That they had to do?
Not so normal. Oh my god.
I can't think of one.
Yeah, no. All my presentations were super normal.
I have one.
Yeah.
I remember I did a video project called Ballad of the Brony back in 2000.
How'd that turn out for you?
Pretty well. I got a career out of it. No, but I remember like in the video I did a part where I talk about the main six and explain their character.
Oh yeah.
And there's a part where I talk for Applejack, but I use a southern accent. And the thing is, like, I can't do a southern accent.
So
my voice
Well,
is
that's
all
okay,
over
neither
the
can
place
Ashley
like
Ball.
this.
Oh my god.
you're from Georgia. How can you not do a
This
southern?
plantation I am. But
You sound like
Well,
Aaron from Game Grumps when he does that. Like
in your
he does
defense-
that same voice.
In your own defense, Ashley Ball isn't exactly doing a southern accent either.
Canadians can't do southern accents.
Well, goodness gracious me, I'm plumb just happy. You know, this is how we Canadians
anyone-
picture the southern.
Well, bottom my
Anyone feels
biscuit.
like that down here.
well, put that grass on a Mississippi toad frog.
If anyone like legitimately said butter my biscuits, I'd do like a quadruple take. Like what?
What?
If she's good enough looking, that's when you go, what exactly are you asking me to do right now?
So I have another follow up, by the way. So I did a video back in the day where it was back when I was like super brony, and I remember and it's back when I was But it was back in the day where I was like, screw the anti-bronies. Like that was the thing.
Yeah.
And I did a video where I dubbed over the ending scene of 300 about like Lauren Faust and bronies making the internet a better place.
He did.
I believe that video. Jack's played the liar, says he has it. He doesn't. I know he doesn't because it's been 4 years and I don't see any proof. He just says it.
Yeah.
But it's not true.
Didn't he also have the Crystal Ponies video?
Yeah.
Sarah, I have like an excerpt from it, but I don't have the whole thing.
Yeah, you actually edited up some of it, but
I don't know how I got
that
just one part of it.
Did you say Eddie?
That is hidden. before I did Battle of the Brony, there was a video project I did that was kind of what inspired me to do it. It was like in like 2009 or no, it was 10, and I was in a gender studies class, and we had talked about sex and the media, and for some reason I decided to use my little World of Warcraft gnome and talk over him, and I
Oh, yeah, you showed me that before.
I was a gnome talking about sex in the media, and it was really embarrassing. I actually still have the video clips on my hard drive, and I recently watched like I'm not even joking, 5 seconds. I instantly paused, and I never cringed so hard in my life. So I was like, I presented this in front of the class, and I was like, how the hell?
You showed me part of that before.
It is the cringiest thing I've ever made. And it will stay in my hard drive, and it will fade away.
I hope not. I want to see your 300 video again.
I was there, Gandalf. 3,000 years ago.
See, I lost the Crystal Pony clip that everyone's talking about because it was on my hard drive.
I know, I'm
that
so
died.
sad.
But
Whenever we do the final My Little Pony finale, I'm gonna bring back every single Bernie's React meta joke I've ever made.
Okay.
And
including the portal.
The portal, George R. Martin.
Okay.
I want to hear what he's gonna bring back. All right, so we do have another question
we do
from
have another
David
super
3X. A super chat question asking, "What is your favorite peanut butter, and do you like it crunchy or smooth?"
I like mine smooth, and whatever's cheapest, because.
Wow.
Hey, weren't we asked this at the POS podcast last week?
Yep.
Yeah. Creamy Peter Pan.
Creamy Peter Pan.
Oh yeah.
I do like Peter Pan.
Yes, I'm with you, man.
Dirty.
I'm with you.
Creamy
I
Peter
love that creamy Peter Pan.
I want that creamy Peter
Every time I eat it, it's off to Neverland.
Yep.
It's off to Neverland with me every.
I'm Captain Shook.
Captain.
Yeah, I'll agree with the Peter Pan peanut butter creamy.
Has anyone ever had the peanut butter and jelly spread?
No.
No, it looks awful.
It does.
It's fucking alchemy.
It looks terrible. Someday
Yeah.
I'll try it.
I won't.
You know, I've tried the crunchy peanut butter stuff before, and I didn't hate it. But I am a creamy guy.
Yeah.
I
don't like my
want
peanut butter
to
crunchy.
see Peter Pan cream in my bread. It's
I
fine.
just I don't know. I'm really big on texture in my foods. Like the texture needs to be right.
Yeah.
And it just throws off the entire thing I'm like, oh,
If there's just a nut in there, it's like, if I wanted nuts, I'll just eat nuts.
Yeah.
Right, you're so unwelcome in my otherwise nicely textured soft sandwich. Like,
I agree. Besides, if the cream is crunchy, there's something wrong with it.
Now, if you guys were having nuts, would you rather like chew on them or suck on them?
What?
who sucks?
Okay.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, you even almost said it too.
I did.
Who sucks on nuts?
Cause I'm a pure. I was gonna say Chris. Boy.
Boy. No, you're an 18-year-old man.
Yeah.
I'm an 18-year-old man, yes. Oh, I'm nowhere near 18 anymore. Oh my god. 9 years out. Oh my god.
All right, we got
Saber's
another
pretty old.
super chat from Ozzy. Have you ever ride Superstar Limo at DCA? Unfortunately, I never got to ride.
I want to see
Superstar
the
Limo.
video of this because I don't know. Has anyone here ever been on Superstar Limo at DCA?
That's the one we were talking about with Drew Carey.
Yeah. I want to see. I just want to see. Someone's got to have video of it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sure it's out
there's
there.
video of it.
So-
I've seen
Well, yeah,
it.
there's
Superstar Limo, is that the
there's
one where
video of
you-
it.
I think I have been on that.
Have you?
I think I have. Okay, no, is that the one where you no, that's where you ride through the Hollywood in that limo,
Yeah.
and they go through all the old pictures, old movies.
No.
No, it's
No, that's the great movie.
That's a great
ride.
movie ride, right? Okay, yeah, I remember. Okay, never mind. What's the Superstar limo like though?
well,
A very
it's,
low
like,
budget
really
version
poppy.
of that.
it's trashy. It's big caricatures.
Yeah.
Like the $5 budget.
It's the
version.
same. It's basically my understanding is it's the same ride type and everything as Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Well, they were gonna
It's
make
exactly-
it a like
Yeah.
sorry, I was gonna say the idea originally was you're in the limo escaping paparazzi,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
we had to scrap
wow.
that because Princess Diana died.
Oh.
This thing is
Oh,
yeah, so they're
right.
like, we gotta scrap this and slow the limousine down and get rid of that because it's now in poor taste.
Yeah.
So, yep, it's that ride was cursed from the beginning. It's a much better Little Dickens thing now.
Little Dickens. There you are.
All right, so let's...
Well, thank you to our super chat
Yeah,
senders,
thank
and,
you.
and like we said, we have about 5 minutes left. I heard a ding. We have about 5 minutes left of Q&A, so we'll be looking at Twitter, unless of course we have any super chat ones come in. That will ensure that we'll get to those. So,
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. You want to do that one?
Yeah, Jory asks, I'm heading to Ciderfest next weekend, and it's my first time going there, and I was wondering what are some of the stuff I should do either around the con or in the city.
So go see
Come
Gabe.
see me.
Go see Gabe at
Yay.
the con. And
Eat a bunch of cheese curds.
eat cheese
And
curds.
look for Jeff. Look for Saber and Race. They'll be there. They're just hiding.
You lie. We wish
do,
we
I
were
do.
there.
I
Yeah.
know.
I'm sure.
I wanted
There's a
cheese
good
curds.
reason.
No, I'm sure Gabe will have fun for us.
Yeah, well,
Bring us back cheese
fun.
curds.
I will eat most of them.
Thank you.
I'm just being honest. You're welcome.
I
Probably very
would want
good
you
with
to.
time.
I would want you to eat most of them. Sarah,
Yummy cheese.
what's our next question?
Next question is from Pixie. So with the MLP episode Rockhoof in a Hard Place, I found myself talking to the TV saying, "Go live with the yaks. He breaks stuff. They break stuff." Makes sense, right? Is there anything you have been so adamant about to shout at your TV in frustration?
Like every time they forgive a character in My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Hire me.
There's this apparently idea that Celestia Strong sure wish the chick would do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
I did yell when they were like, Starlight will be the substitute teacher while we go do this thing. I was like, why? That makes no sense.
Do we ever get a princess origin story?
A princess orgy story?
Yeah.
Oh, no and no.
Oh,
Oh,
I want both.
why not? What's this, Sarah?
Quiet
There's
Storm
definitely been other
says to Race, "Welp, you finally got a character to go to jail, and it's a child. Good job, Race. Hope you are happy. LOL."
I am happy. I was clapping. I was like, Hercules, Hercules.
I was clapping.
Ooh.
No, I was not.
Ozzyall asks, favorite villain's character voiced by Tim Curry.
The pollution.
Hexus.
Pollution.
Oh, yeah, Hexus from the.
That's tough. That's a tough one.
Yeah. I actually recently watched a
Penguin
video
from
of...
Petal the Penguin.
For me, it's in Freakazoid where he was like on this. I forget the character's name, but it was a desert island, and all like because Freakazoid was like trying to get all the villains from his show to a jail, but they crashed on an island, and Tim Curry's this mad scientist, and they just said, "Dude, go nuts," and he really did. It's fantastic. I'll have to show you all the episode. You all think I have a cuckoo in my closet?
I think some honorable mentions are Drake from Pebble and the Penguin.
Yeah.
What's so
Uh,
funny?
Hexus is a good one. I recently watched a video that like had a compilation of like all of the voices that he's done, and some of them I didn't even realize were Tim Curry. But like, let's see, what's another film?
He's in Over the Garden Wall.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So this isn't Tim Curry related, but how many of you have seen the amazing Jerry Bruckheimer film G-Force?
You cut out.
Yeah.
No.
Gary G-Force.
G-Force.
That movie
The thing with the guinea pig?
Yes.
We just
I
watched
saw
that
it.
movie.
So, does anyone that doesn't remember that movie, which is probably everyone, the main villain's name in that movie is Saber.
Well, the quote unquote villain.
Don't spoil it for
Okay.
The
everyone.
mole. Oh, sorry.
Nah.
No, the guy that they think is doing everything is referred to as Saber.
Mole.
And
Yeah, right.
yeah.
I'm evil, and I'm going to make sure that you don't live.
Did you know?
I do also like Tim Curry as a Long John Silver in the Muppet.
Yeah, he's good as that.
Did you know that Nicolas Cage was the mole
He-
in G-Force?
We found that out later.
Did you know that, Gabe?
Of course. No, but that doesn't surprise me at all. My gosh.
I'm
Yes.
excited for Nick Cage to be Spider-Man Noir in the Into the
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
It seems like it's well casted for him.
Ryan Walterson, Walterson. Okay. Thoughts on retirement of Carol Spinney or Spinney? I can't remember which way his last name is pronounced, but he is Big Bird. Well, was Big Bird, I guess, at this point. He is officially retired. He's up there in years. Hold on.
Yeah, he's been doing it for 50 years, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He is
He had-
84 years.
Yeah, he's been Big Bird for a extremely long time. He's 84 years old.
Oh my god, I just said that. I made the 84-year joke.
He is 84 years, and he still smells like fresh paint.
Such a big part of kids' childhoods. And it's kind of sad to see him step down, but he's
84.
He's 84. He deserves that retirement, and I know it's probably
He
a
must
little
be
bit
a
of a
parrot.
bittersweet moment, but I think Matt Vogel is the one that's taking up the reins, which he had already taken up the reins when Steve Whitmire was fired, which is the voice of Kermit. So Matt Vogel is now Kermit and Big Bird, two really big heavy hitters in
Heaters.
Muppets properties.
Heavy heaters.
But yeah.
Well, that's just fantastic. Let the shipping commence.
Shipping.
Oh,
And he
God.
did his job.
Yeah.
Still not as gay as Bert and Ernie.
Right.
What else can you do with that beak?
Let's see.
I'm a bad influence.
So technically we're past time, so we'll do one more.
Okay. Do you want to pick the last one?
Oh, sure. Let's see here. How about a question for Hirosashii?
Okay. Nikki D asks, Hiro, you still doing music on the side? Because I'm working on a song collab, and the guy said on his collab sheet that you were the best maker. And for everyone, fave moment in American history.
Oh.
Oh, thank you. I do music for Saber and also for myself. Yeah, I pretty much, it sounds weird, but yeah, I pretty much only do work for Saber.
Hey, did you do that?
Yeah, yes!
That's
Yes,
I
did.
love that song.
Oh, great, thank you.
It's really catchy.
But, yeah, I'm still doing music. It's fun. Usually I make music myself. I know it's super selfish, but
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
no, okay.
How dare you use your talent for yourself?
What is your
Yeah,
guys'
that's-
favorite moment in American history?
What?
Say again?
That's the question. What
Favorite
is
moment in American history?
favorite moment in American
Space race.
Space
Race. All the way to the landing on the moon. That's got to be my favorite. And it's
Oh,
exciting
that
to see
reminds
more
me, did you-
advancements in that now.
Did
Yes,
you
I did
First
see
Man?
First Man. Yes.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Okay. I am like hashtag woke on the subject. So it was I hate myself for saying that. It was neat to see them accurately go through everything from the death of his daughter to, I mean, they went through everything through Gemini. I would have liked to see them spend a little bit more time focusing on the actual advancement of the tech, and they didn't. They captured the precariousness a little bit, but there were certain things that they didn't tackle, like the reigniting of the engine on the opposite side of the moon. They didn't really indicate that Houston didn't have contact with them when they were on the back side of the moon, that they had to do a lot of that's Lammy, isn't it?
Yep.
Is it? I thought it was paleo. I honestly thought it was paleo.
Yeah. But no, I honestly, I really liked the music, especially the song where they're landing on the moon. And the fact about the movie, it goes from 16 millimeter to IMAX for the final wide shot when they're about to touch down on the surface of the moon.
Spoilers! Now we know that they get to the moon.
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry about that. If I had a complaint about the movie, it's that I feel like they spent a little bit too much time focusing on the family life of Neil Armstrong. And I mean, I guess that's interesting to some people, but Neil himself is a very quiet individual. Honestly, to honor him, he probably would have preferred that they didn't focus that much on that. Yeah. And I think Ryan Gosling did a good job capturing his personality. But again, because Neil was such a quiet, soft-spoken person, it didn't make for a very strong character because they focused so heavily on his family story and his friends and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. But that's just a theory.
So I'm pretty sure I can speak for everybody here that everyone's favorite American, like I know Gabe had his answer, but obviously everyone's favorite moment in American history was when Donald Trump became the president.
And let me just tell you, it was the most tremendous, fantastic, incredible thing that's ever happened. It will happen again, and it will happen again. I'll be the first president to serve 4 terms. Thank you very much.
FDR served 4 terms.
I don't remember that. I wasn't around.
All right. So we've got a couple of super chats.
Super chats that came in. So
these are going to be the last ones. Please.
No. I mean, we won't stop you guys.
We'll go until midnight.
No, but so Ozzy sent one in saying, just ever to reminder, the MLP Best Gift Ever will air on October 27th. That's a question.
I believe that is the right day.
What is that?
I guess it's a special. Holiday special.
I think this is the one that I have a story for you guys. I guess I can. I don't know if I can.
Do you want to save it for after it airs, and then you can tell the story?
No, it does. It doesn't. It's not really a spoiler. It's just that Daniel was really trying to get. If this is the one, Daniel, I did the song demo for it. And he was trying really hard to get me into it because it wasn't the same producers, the producers that boycotted me. It wasn't the same people working on it. So he was like, I'll have you do the demo song. And then if you can get the audition, your agent will get you the audition, which she usually did. And she did give me the audition. He said, I'm going to ask if I can help pick the person that I want to play the role since it has this really prominent song. And I'll pick you when I see you come in. And apparently it still managed to get filtered by the same producer, so they didn't send him my audition, so he couldn't. It's kind of like, woo.
Yuck.
Blocked at every turn.
Well, everyone tune in for that. And also, so thank you, Ozzy. Thank you, Drummershy. He says, hey guys, it's AC Race Car, and sent in a nice donation. Thank you. And then I think the last question we have here is from David 3X asking, what is your favorite Disney princess and why? Obviously, Judy Hopps is my favorite princess.
She's not a Disney princess.
She is a Disney princess.
She's a farm bunny.
Wow. And? Excuse me?
She's not a real cop.
Wow.
Oh.
She is a real cop.
Meter maid.
I love the 4th one.
Me too. I know.
I get to it like actually every time.
Favorite Disney princess.
Ariel gets naked, so she's pretty cool.
Mine's a tie between Ariel and Rapunzel.
Wow, cheater.
Well, she's not presented to be one. Ow!
I kind of like the girl from Tangled, Rapunzel.
Tangled? Did you say Tangled or did you say Dangled?
Tangled.
Oh, yeah.
Dangled.
From Dangled.
That Dangled movie. You know our
haircuts from. Never mind.
You know what is funny? I don't really
Like-
like any of them. I think out of all of them, funnily enough, my favorite is Merida.
Because you can't understand.
Shoot the arrows, yeah, dude.
That was my attempt at being. What is she, Scottish? Irish?
Yeah, Scottish.
Jiggish?
Is she Scottish? I think she's Scottish.
Yeah.
The Scottish drinking chung. They're naked in that movie
Is
too.
it true that when you confuse Scottish and Irish, like both of them get like extremely angry?
Yes,
Yep.
I can vouch for this. I have Irish friends who do not sound Scottish at all. I mean, their accent is insanely difficult to imitate. It's probably the most challenging. But everyone does.
Never ask Scrooge McDuck what part of Ireland he's from.
I love that joke so much. It was so well done.
Sarah, who's your favorite?
I don't
Vanellope?
know. Well, I don't know if she's actually going to be part of the official lineup now.
Oh my
but,
god.
like, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of
Fix
a little
It
bit on
Felix
the-
is her favorite.
I'm a little bit on the same boat as Hero, where I'm just like, they're all fine, but I don't know if I have like one that really stands out to me. But
Stands out, right?
Yeah. I guess I'll say Jasmine.
You're not gonna say.
cool.
You're not gonna say. Hermione.
No.
Oh,
you know what?
never. Oh, never.
One princess, like if I'm doing it in terms of who I'd want to hang out with, I think that would be Mulan.
Okay.
Oh
You
yeah!
want the
Oh no, my
what?
gosh! Okay, so
Mulan.
I forgot Mulan was a thing. Yes, I love Mulan.
Yeah,
she's
she's
awesome.
on
Yeah,
the
but you
official
said if you're
lineup.
picking in terms of what, then you pick Mulan.
Who I'd want to hang out with the most?
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you cut out, but I just assumed.
Yeah.
Who do I want to hang out with?
Mulan.
Judy.
Totally.
Man. If I could breathe underwater, I'd hang out with Ariel. Not to hang out with her, but to be underwater.
You know, there's this thing called scuba, which is pretty awesome.
Money.
You heard of it? Oh man.
You gotta have a big ol' honking trunk on the back of your back. Tank, not trunk.
Yeah,
Trunk.
I was like, what are you carrying clothes?
You're one to talk, Paleo. What did you say earlier? It was a... Dang it, I don't remember. What did you say? It was really funny.
He
I
doesn't-
forgot.
I have a side note, by the way, because I totally forgot to mention this. Sarah and I, so when you get married, you have to pick up your marriage license.
Right.
And this will be like the last story of the podcast. But so you have to get a marriage license and then get it within the time frame of your wedding, which I think in California it lasts for 90 days, and our wedding's in a month. So as long as Sarah doesn't run away before then. So we go to, what is it, like the
registrar office or whatever to get your marriage certificate.
It's basically it's a government building where everyone stands in line for a really long time, and we were there for like an hour and a half just waiting to get it.
Yeah.
And right when we turn the corner to start the line for the hour and a half, I see this guy. I immediately, first thing my eyes go to is this man standing all the way opposite on the room in a corner. And it's this guy who I'm like, oh my god, this looks just like Tony Fleeks. And I turned to Sarah and I'm like, I'm pretty sure Tony Fleeks is like here. And the best part was what gave him away was his hat, because he always wears the same hat.
Yeah.
He was dressed up in a suit and everything, ready to go. But it was Tony Fleeks, and I'm just like, huh. And we both kind of did the thing where we kept like looking at each other.
Yeah.
And then locking eyes, and Sarah looked up an image of Tony, and there he was in the picture with his hat, and she starts laughing. And Tony actually eventually approached us and went, "Are you ACRacebest?" And it's funny because, like, you know, Saber and I have been to a lot of these conventions together, but we've really not interacted with Tony like much outside of maybe on a panel or two. And so it was just funny. I was like, hey, and so I guess what happened was he messaged GM Barrow and was like, does ACRacebest live in Los Angeles? And she's like, yeah, why? I think I'm looking at him, and so we talked a little bit, and very nice guy. And you know, just it was cool that that he came over. He was there. Apparently, I didn't know this either, but like the offices do like really quick weddings.
It's civil marriages, yeah.
That thing. And so if you want to get married for what, like $35?
Yeah.
You're like, dude, done. So yeah, and he was there. He wasn't getting married, but he was there with someone else, and it was just cool to run into Tony. Nice to kind of what felt like the first time formally meeting somebody who we've been going to conventions with for the last 6 years. So it was just kind of a really random run into. So yeah, Tony Fleeks, cool guy. Check him out if he's I think he's gonna be at Cider Fest, so check out his booth. Tell him ACRacebest sent you to say hi. And who knows, I think he does art and stuff too at these conventions that he sells.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's about it. Anything else anyone wants to add before we end the podcast?
Nope.
I particularly liked Paleo's ominous "Oh God."
Yeah,
what was that about?
Yeah, I heard Race's mic like do a really loud like burping sound.
Okay, yeah, that's what I heard earlier, right?
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
it's doing it at different
weird.
times for different people. What is that
Yeah,
about?
that's strange.
Huh.
It just sounds like.
Well,
with
it
that,
was almost like a loud clipping burp.
Yeah.
Actually, that was Sarah. So.
So I want to say a couple of things before we head out.
Wait, real quick. We're getting feedback from somebody. Saber.
Podcast still going?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
almost...
he's on his phone.
It's
Yeah, we're
over.
ending it right now, Saber.
Can you all hear? I turned the volume down. Can you all hear yourselves now?
No.
All right, cool. Do your
So
thing.
you're good. All right, Sarah, you go ahead.
So the next podcast is going to be. It was going to land right on Halloween, so we've moved it to November 1st.
Thursday.
Yes, the day after Halloween. And so we like to do a thing on Halloween where we, have people send in their images of their costumes and stuff. So
Dress up.
Definitely send us your pics to Semi Perfect Podcast on Twitter. I'm gonna pull up the doobly bip. Where is it? Social media. There you go. So yeah, that's a fun thing that we like to do is look at people's Halloween costumes right after Halloween. And I would also like to do another shout out to everybody who sent in super chats. We've got Dark Sky, Drummer Shy, Jax Blade, David 3X, Nora Mermaid, Ozial, and yeah, that was all of the individuals who sent in super chats, and we can't thank you enough.
A special shout out to Jax Blade.
Yeah, especially especially Jax Blade. You're
very generous.
You were very generous. Too kind. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So yeah.
Yeah, that'll help towards all the flights that you've been booking this month.
Yeah, yes, that definitely will.
Well, that's a wrap. Like we said, we will not be back on a Wednesday. We will be back on the Thursday, the day after Halloween, November 1st. We'll be back. And we will see you all hopefully there. Thanks to all of our live audience. Thank you to our podcasters, those watching on delay, and everybody. We're the Semi Perfect Podcast. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, the ponies.
Good night.
Peace.
It's so much fun.